cutting some 12-foot logs for our building. Most of them are too small, but we'll get some 2x6 out of it for the roof. We got most of the stuff cut for the walls now. We don't have them all stood, but we're getting there. We're working away. I put in a new generator for my edger a while ago so I can have 3-phase power, and it's been blowing seals out. So I bought it at auction pretty cheap, and it sat pretty much 50 years. It's from the 70s. And it had 15 minutes of runtime when I bought it. It's a great big diesel engine, but it is what it is, just hard to find parts for. So I'm waiting to finish the building, those walls by the edger, until I get all my flitches cut, because they keep piling up. And I run it for a day, and something breaks. I run it for another day, and another seal goes. This and that, here and there, but we're making it work. The even better part is I got a brand new to me, big edger to put in. I'm going to make a gang saw out of it and it's got 2 movable blades, so that'll be a lot faster than what we have. And on our small wood, I'm going to set it up so it'll cut up to 6 inches. It'll speed up our breakdown process pretty good. But here's coming along quite nicely. We got a long ways to go to get over there, but it's coming. Slowly but surely. I just finished loading some logs up here while the boys are grabbing lunch. You gotta kind of do things when they're on break so that they're not standing around when they're supposed to be working. I put some boards here thinking it would muffle that engine a little bit because the neighbors are complaining about noise. Although you can't see them, they can still hear it. Didn't seem to do an awful lot, but it's a pretty overcast day, so the sound would travel. We had a lot of fun trying to make something we could work on this roof here, because we're building the trusses up there. We gotta hang a ridge beam in the air somehow, so we made these 2 ladder looking things. They're 20-foot long 2x10s, and they got boards nailed in them every couple inches. I think they're 2x8 boards. And then we put our staging on those and work off of that. So it's, I don't know, it works anyways. But we've got our pile of flitches over there that gotta go through the edger. That's the biggest thing. I want that all done before it snows, and then we can finish our roof. So I'm thinking tomorrow I'll have my generator fixed again, so we'll run the edger over there and get the rest of those boards done, and then we can work on the roof while they're cutting on the edger if we have enough people. If we have enough people come in to work. The guys have been getting sick or whatever, and they got other stuff on the go. It's coming up on Christmas, so we'll be cutting hours back here soon. I'm surprised I'm still getting lumber orders. I mean, I am. People are pretty much taking all my board stock as it goes. Normally we've got that filled right up to the top of the, when you see the forklift there, it's halfway up the mast of that when you look at it from here usually. But whatever, I'm not complaining. Just sucks when you put something new in thinking you're gonna have all this time to work on it and fix it, and it just decides to keep breaking, which I wouldn't care if I didn't have a bunch of wood sold. But anyway, enough of that. I'll get one of the young fellas to hook on with the camera here shortly, and he'll film us cutting some logs and try and get a bit better picture for you, because I usually my phone over there on those braces, but it's kind of so far away from the blade, and it doesn't seem to get, the camera gets blocked half the time. So I'll see if I can get something better for you here. Maybe I'll make my way into town and get one of those mounts for my phone or something, and I'll hook it on somewhere. It's a bit better to see. But anyway, the snow's holding off. It's December. We're still getting rains. 10 degrees Celsius today. That's the warmest I think I might have ever seen it in December. I'm sure we'll have a real cold January, February. So I'd like to get this building up and get a little bit of heat in there, so when we do work, we're not freezing to death. And I gotta put that new edger in, and I gotta hook up a pneumatic system to it because it's got an air cylinder. So I gotta do a bunch of welding too. So I really don't want to, be freezing cold doing that. Welder would probably keep your hands warm, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. Probably burn them. Well, that's why we poured the concrete over there, is for that new edger. It's a lot bigger, so I'm gonna have to make a platform so that Justin's higher up when he's running it. We're gonna have to have a hydraulic arm to lift the stuff he's gonna run through the gang saw, because it'll be 16 foot and probably 8 or 10 inches wide, 6 inches thick, if it works right. I don't think he really wants to be lifting that off the rollers on the end of the mill. And I got some automatic ones to go in on the backside too, so it should convey everything down to the end pretty decent. And then we can finally put our green chain in. That'd be great. No more of this picking stuff away from the blade. it's the end of the day here now. That's what we ended up out of the 12-foot stuff. We got a few 2x4s, some 2x6. Those are just left over from last time. I don't know, we sawed till about 3 o'clock. We probably started at 1, so that's 2.5 hours. We got some 8-foot this morning. Switched over to 12s at lunch. It's hard to see now, it's getting dark, but we got about half of this section of wall with the trusses up now. Probably got half a dozen of them up there. We got to finish this carrying beam, and I'm waiting until we get all of that edger boards. Those ones are a mess, but in the back pile there too, it's a good few days. We should get them done. Then we can get the rest of this in. So I got to put a post somewheres right handy to here, and then we're building the building out over the motor too, and all under over here so I can back the tractor in and shit, or in stuff. And yeah, it's coming out that far, so we got a lot to go before the snow flies, but I don't want to be tripping over everything while we're working. So I think tomorrow we'll get 3 guys on the edger, and 2 of us will climb up there on the roof and finish that section of truss off if we can. It's a bit of a pain because you need 3 guys really. You want 1 on that side, 1 on that side, and 1 in the middle. And then you can just pass them up and hammer them in. Quite a big pain because you got to move those big ladder looking things. That's what our planks are sitting on. It's the only way we could really work up there because it's an 18-foot span. So we made those and put the 2x12s up there, and we walk on them. Well, mostly sit, I guess, but anyway. It's coming along. We got another section of ridge beam out. A little bit more work, and then we can get the welder out here, cut these rollers out, weld in some better ones, and get the new edger set in over here, and get our lifting apparatus. It's gonna be quite an undertaking, but we'll get it done.